So, this isn't my usual style of video, but I wanted to release something pretty quickly, just to help those who actually have the remote for the GoPro Hero 8, 9 and GoPro Max. As you know, if you own a GoPro Hero 9, this is the remote you have to buy to use it. Now, GoPro have released an actual firmware update for this remote today, and what it does is it actually speeds up connection to the cameras, has a few bug fixes, and it would seem that the firmware is actually pretty easy to install. All you have to do is go to GoPro.com, go to the software section where you usually get your updates, click on the remote, and it'll tell you how to find the file. And it's interesting, what you actually do is you download the file to your computer, then copy the file from the computer to your GoPro camera into the root directory, so you'll need to use an SD card reader or a USB cable. Although if you do that in MTP mode, you might not be able to access the root directory, come to think of it. So best use an SD card reader, I reckon. But here's the thing. Once you do that, you power on your remote, power on the camera, and providing that they're paired, what will happen is the camera will start copying the update file to the remote. That seems like that's an okay, easy way to do things. But I ran into an issue. I found that when I hit 18% of an update on this, it froze. It will proceed no further. So what I did is I powered off my remote, powered off my camera, powered them back on again. I expected the update to continue. In fact, on GoPro's instructions, they actually say it will continue. But I actually ran into an issue. The remote kept saying, put the camera into pairing mode, and then it would turn off about 2 seconds later. So I turned on the camera, put it into pairing mode, turned back on the remote. It connected to the camera and then promptly switched back off again. And every time I turned on the remote, it would say put the camera into pairing mode. So there seemed to be a problem with that firmware update. Now, I found a solution to get around this, and it was a bit of an interesting one. What I did was I put the camera into pairing mode, I turned on the remote, and I held my finger on the top power button here. So I just held that down, and as I held it down, it would actually start updating. If I removed my finger, the remote again would power off, and it would, when powered back on, it would say put the camera back into pairing mode. But I kept my finger down on that button, and in which case the firmware actually started updating and installing. Now, as soon as I got to about 30%, I took my finger off. No problem, it kept going. It actually installed the update properly. So that was interesting. So if you're trying to update your remote and you have an issue where it freezes and then it keeps powering off every time you try and turn it back on again, my tip for you is put your camera into pairing mode first, and then basically turn on the remote and hold your finger on the top power button there, just right here. And basically what will happen then is that will force the remote to stay on and update. I'm not sure if GoPro are aware of the issue or if they're going to fix the issue, but my guess is they're going to get a couple of complaints coming soon, so therefore that's why I decided to make this video for you. Hopefully you found it helpful, and if you did, click on that like button, click on the subscribe button, because they really help me when I'm actually making these videos. If you want to leave any comments in the section below, or if you actually have any ideas for a tutorial or any tips that you might need, let me know and I'll do my best to help you out. That's all for now.